Yo, what's going on, guys? It's Scott here, and today we're going to talk about why Paul George made a big mistake staying in OKC. Paul George decided to stay with the Oklahoma City Thunder after they underperformed all season long and lost in the first round to the Utah Jazz. Before we look at why it was a mistake to stay in OKC, let's look at the reasons outside of the max contract for why he wanted to stay there. The first reason could be that he didn't believe last season was a good enough representation of how good the team could be. The Thunder lost Andre Robertson with a knee injury in January, which kept him out the rest of the season. After losing Robertson, they went from being one of the best defensive teams in the league to being one of the worst, and it clearly had an impact on them in the playoffs. The Thunder were outplayed by a Jazz team in the playoffs led by Donovan Mitchell, who could have been guarded by Robertson, which may have had an impact on the outcome of the series. While Robertson isn't a star or anything, he's one of the best on-ball defenders in the game and does a lot of things on that end that don't show up on the stat sheet. The second reason for him to stay is he's able to play with a superstar in his prime in Russell Westbrook. Westbrook complements his game pretty well as a guy who can attack the rim, and with his energy, he can take a huge load off George offensively. George still gets to play a valuable role and gets to be the definitive second option as the best wing on the roster. The Lakers have other wings with similar scoring tendencies to George, and adding LeBron to the mix may have complicated his role with the Lakers. The final reason for him to stay is that he'll have a chance to build great chemistry with the same group of players and be competitive in the West. The Thunder are a team who have been without much longevity over the last few seasons, as they've completely transformed their roster 2 summers in a row. This will be the first time since the 15-16 season that they'll have the same core group of guys as they had the year prior, and back in 2016 it got them within 1 game of the NBA Finals. There's something to be said for having chemistry in the NBA, and it's very rare that stars can just come together and play well right away. Now that we got all those reasons out of the way, here's the real reason why staying in OKC was a big mistake by Paul George. He says all he wants to do is win. He viewed LA as just a sentimental move and might not be considered the best move. If winning was his #1 goal, there is no way OKC is in the best position to win in the next 3 or 4 seasons. Their payroll is the most expensive in the entire NBA, and their owner is going to have to pay a luxury tax bill of up to $140 million to keep this group of players together. With the highest payroll in the league and multiple players signed beyond next season, there's absolutely no way they'll be able to improve their roster significantly as long as he's there. If all he wants to do is win, then the Thunder possibly have a good chance next season, compared to the other teams he could have joined like the Lakers or the Sixers. After next season, however, the Thunder shouldn't even be close. The 76ers have 2 young stars in Joel Embiid and Ben Simmons, who he could also fit well with, that led their team to the 2nd round of the playoffs. If they were able to add him, they'd have a chance to challenge the Celtics in the East for a long time, and potentially get to the finals, which is where he's never been in his career and probably never will. The Lakers also have some young players, maybe not at the same level as Embiid and Simmons right now, but collectively they also have a chance to be successful for many years. Paul George made his decision before LeBron joined the Lakers, and even if he joined the Lakers without LeBron, he'd still have a better opportunity to win in the future because they have a far better cap situation and a great group of young players. Joining the Sixers or the Lakers by himself would both be ways where he'd have a better chance of winning long term, but the reason it was a big mistake to stay in OKC is that LeBron James is now a Laker. With LeBron, he'd easily have a better chance to win next season than with Westbrook, because LeBron has done it for so many years and the Lakers have so much more depth. This doesn't even add in the fact that the Lakers have a chance to get Kawhi either this offseason or later on, which without a doubt would have been his best shot to win an NBA championship. He's now stuck with a roster that'll have no cap room until he's gone, and no potential for growth from within. The worst part about George's decision is that he didn't even entertain the idea of meeting with the Lakers. He could have waited for LeBron to commit first and then consider his options, but he signed before even seeing where the chips could have fallen. He may have been planning his decision to stay for a while, and maybe felt no reason to have a meeting. But to not even entertain the possibility makes it look like he had a lack of awareness. And if he was worried about potentially handicapping the Thunder for the time being, they would have been absolutely fine because they were still planning on re-signing Jeremy Grant anyway. His decision to stay may have come down to the uncertainty of the Lakers roster, but that's exactly why he should have waited. It is what it is though. Paul George decided to stay with the Thunder, and he ended up with a great organization that'll have a chance to compete next season. The Lakers will probably be better off without him anyway because they'll have space to sign Kawhi next offseason without giving up any of their young pieces this offseason. It'll only be a matter of time before this move pays off or comes back to bite him in the end. That's all I have for this video, guys. I hope you did enjoy. Make sure you subscribe if you want to see daily NBA content throughout the offseason, and leave a like if you enjoyed, and thanks for watching.